Tonight's game is sponsored by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Your attendance and support of student athletes and coaches is appreciated by member schools competing. Though both teams are rivals, they are expected to exhibit qualities of good sportsmanship throughout the contest. The administration of both schools requests the same from all fans. The officials assigned to this game have met extensive requirements set by the Ohio High School Athletic Association have been assigned based on process approved by the OHSAA Board of Directors. The officials for tonight's game are Michael Niehaus, Brandon Woodfield, and Stephen Brown. Meet our players and starters for tonight's contest. First for the visiting Wildcats. Number 0, Ella Durham. Number 10, Lindsay Arwan. Number 12, Alan Ross. Number 22, Brooklyn Applegate. Number 23, Trinity Wainshaw. Number 30, Whitney Connors. Number 32, Maggie Pardo. Starting for the Wildcats, number 5, senior Kirsten Thomas. Number 15, senior Maddie Ogden. Number 20, senior Paige Fisher. Number 32, senior Tiana Dowling. And number 21, senior Katie Irvin. Go ahead, Mr. Mike Madsen. Playing tonight for your Rockets, number 4, Lauren Best. Number 10, Brooklyn Booth. Number 11, Maddie Gilly. Number 15, Anna Best. Number 20, Molly Brown. Number 22, Tiffany Drury. Starting tonight for your Lady Rockets, number 3, senior Promise Shercliffe. Number 5, senior Macy Brown. Number 23, junior Reagan Beverly. Number 30, senior Holly Daniel. And number 31, junior Piper Ritter. Their head coach for this production.
Promise Shercliffe for 2.
No, that was Kristen Thomas by the Wildcats for 2.
What is going on?
The Wildcats look to be in man-to-man defense tonight. Piper Ritter to Promise Shercliffe, tries to save it, Wildcats ball. Technical difficulty?
Oh, minor one. We're going to give this thing a chance to reset.
I do not have the number for the ball handler for the Wildcats. Number 5.
It looks like it's number 5,
Thomas.
Kirsten Thomas.
Maddie Ogden on the top of the key to Fisher. Skip pass.
Entry pass to Katie Irvin is knocked out of bounds by Holly Daniel, and the Wildcats will maintain possession.
Beverly tying her shoe. Cause for the delay.
Inbound pass to Paige Fisher. She'll dribble and drive, and it goes up for 2. That's 2 for Paige Fisher. Reagan Beverly brings it up, being guarded by Maddie Ogden. She'll skip it to Promise Shercliffe, who finds Macy Brown. Piper Ritter on the top. She's being guarded by Katie Irvin. Good entry pass to Holly Daniel. Holly Daniel goes up off the rim. Macy Brown tips it and keeps the rebound alive. Promise Shercliffe feeds Reagan Beverly, and Reagan will take a 3-point attempt. It bricks off the back iron, and it's controlled by Kirsten Thomas.
Out to Ogden.
Ogden's no good. Rebound goes to Thomas. Tips it out. It'll maintain Wildcat ball.
There's a nice hustle by Macy Brown getting a finger on that rebound. Promise Surecliff with the takeaway.
Good steal for Promise Surecliff, and she goes up, and that'll be the first 2 points for the Rockets and 2 for Promise.
The Rockets are going to play some man-to-man defense. Maddie Ogden on the side.
Folks are going to have to bear with us at home for a little bit. I'm having some problems with my scoring app. We'll get that sorted away at the next dead ball. And a little miscommunication from the Rockets, or the Wildcats, as Katie Irvin tosses it out of bounds, and the Rockets will inbound.
These Wildcats are led by this group of 5 seniors. They only have 2 others on the bench, and then 3 that are come up from JV. So numbers on the Rocket side tonight. It's Promise Surecliff on the top to Reagan Beverly on the corner. Back to Promise. Promise thought about it. Stolen away. I believe that's by Dowie. Up and good. That's her first 2. Wildcats up 6-2. Ritter on the side. Goes around. 10-footer in and out. Rebounded by Ogden. Or sorry, that was by Fisher. Thomas is going to bring it up. She's going to push the pace to Ogden. Back to Fisher for 3. Off the front of the rim. Nice box out, Holly Daniels. Promise Surecliff comes up with the ball. Holly Daniels on that nice box out. Promise Surecliff dribble drives. Out to Reagan Beverly, who can't handle the pass. Wildcat possession. Thomas is going to bring the ball up. She's just going to pass it down to Dowie for 3. Ritter, Piper Ritter with a nice box out. She gets the rebound. Going to push the pace. Back to Mason Brown. 3 is good. That was NBA range 3. Give her 3 points. That was up and good. The Wildcats waste no time pushing the pace up. Dowie up and good, no good. Holly Daniel with the rebound. Reagan Beverly is going to push the pace back for the Wildcats. Nice look ahead to Promise Surecliff. Up and good. Give Promise 4 for the night. The Wildcats look like they like to run. As soon as they get it out, they just toss it ahead. Dowie, she's going to get fouled by Piper Ritter and go to the line. Basket's good. This is the first free throw attempt of the night.
I'm not laughing at the game. I'm laughing because I don't know why something that's worked perfectly fine all season is messing with me tonight, Liz.
I'm sorry to hear it. I'm just trying to do play-by-play
You keep
now.
the play-by-play up, and you're doing a good job.
This is the first free throw attempt for either team. I missed a sub. It looks like Anna Bess is in the game, giving Macy Brown a breather. That ball's out. Did not go fall. Piper Ritter with the rebound to Reagan Beverly. Rockets slow it down a little bit. The last possession, they push the tempo. The Wildcats in a man-to-man. Piper Ritter at the top of the key. Looks to drive. We're going to get a foul.
So that's going to go on number 10, Lindsay Arwine.
And I missed her coming into the game. Arwine, first foul. And I also missed who the Rocket foul was on. I called it. Piper Ritter, oh, that's nice. Reagan Beverly with the slice through. Piper Ritter fed her beautifully. That's the first 2 for Reagan Beverly on a cut. That was Arwin. Give her 2. Up to Anna Best in the corner. Back to Reagan Beverly at the side, top side. To Promise Surecliff. To Holly Daniel in the short corner. She's going to dribble drive. Back to Piper Ritter. Nice cut by Beverly. Beverly cut from the top of the key. Piper Ritter fed her. She gets fouled. She's going to be shooting 2. Peyton Fisher with her first, team second. Paige Fisher, I am sorry. I'm going to call her Peyton. I believe that's her little brother's name, and we just played them.
Peyton Fisher?
Yes, that for the 7th grade boys team. Give Reagan Beverly 3. She made that first one. Katie Irwin is back in the game for the Wildcats. Beverly makes her second. Give her 4.
Makes it 10-10.
I have it as 11-10.
11-10. I'm still not having any luck.
This is a great start for the Rockets. Hope they can maintain this. Promise Surecliff just barely misses it. DeWine, that was not DeWine, that was Arwin, or Thomas. Fisher in the corner, skip passes, nice pump fake. That was an attempt by Arwen, misses it. Piper Ritter with the rebound. Reagan Beverly going to push it. Rockets do not have numbers, but Beverly's going to push the pace, draws a shooting foul. She's going to shoot 2 more. She was 2 for 2 last attempt. And I believe that Paige Fisher picks up her 2nd foul, Wildcats' 3rd. That was a good take. I was nervous she didn't have numbers, but she got something out of it. Misses the first attempt, and into the game, back into the game is Dowie. Fisher's going to take a break with those 2 fouls. Reagan Beverly with her 2nd shot attempt, free throw attempt. No good. Piper Ritter nearly rebounds it. Ended up in Irvin's hands.
I thought she had it.
And that's Thomas pushing the pace, guarded by Beverly. Kick out to Maddie Ogden. Into Irvin. The 2, Arwen and Irvin, are going to throw me for a loop. Rockets end up with the ball. I believe that was a steal. Reagan Beverly's going to push the pace on the right-hand side. Thought about it to Piper Ritter. Piper Ritter to the corner. Feeder. Holly Daniels was posted. I would have fed her. On top is Anna Best. She's going to dribble. Look to Promise Shercliffe. She's going to dribble drive. Back to Holly Daniel.
Very easily been called for a foul there.
Definitely. Tries to skip pass, ended up stolen away by Thomas. Pushes it to Ogden.
The Wildcats are ready to run for
They
sure.
are, and which is was kind of surprising because they have a short bench, but they're probably conditioned for it at this point. Although they did have a massive layoff. I believe last week was their first back in 2 weeks. They had to quarantine. The Rockets have had success with that cut. Promise Shercliffe throws it away though.
Good pesky defense there by the Rockets. Piper Ritter and Promise Shercliffe to break up that fast break attempt.
We got Lauren Best and Brooklyn Booth into the game, giving Anna Best and Holly Daniel a break. We're also going to have the younger Drury Tiffany, I almost called her older sister's name, giving Promise a breather. Although Piper Ritter thinks that she needs a breather, so Promise decides she'll stay in. Promise was all the way to the bench grabbing a drink and then came back in. The Rockets are going to maintain man-to-man out of that. Nice pump fake. Shot is no good. Brooklyn Booth with the rebound. That shot attempt was by Arwen. Reagan Beverly to Lauren Best. 3-point attempt is no good. Rebound Maddie Ogden. He's pushing the pace to Arwen. Up ahead to Thomas. The Wildcats cannot be happy with themselves. They have missed several layup attempts, which is letting the Rockets stay in the lead. 11-10 with 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Reagan Beverly with a delayed drive to Tiffany Drury. Back to Beverly in the corner to Brooklyn Booth with a nice drive. Kick out to Lauren Best with the pump fake. The Lady Rockets are using that pump fake tonight. I have nice Tiffany Drury for 2. Thomas is going to bring it up. They push the pace to Arwen. Arwen with a 3-point attempt, no good. Lauren Best with the rebound. Rockets decided to slow it down with 27 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Reagan Beverly bringing the ball up against a man-to-man Wildcat defense. Taking her time. Arwen on the defense of Reagan Beverly. Reagan with a nice drive attempt, and she draws another foul. She's going to shoot 2 more. She's 2 for 4. Kirsten Thomas, number 5 for the Wildcats, picks up her first foul. That's 4 for the Wildcats. Reagan Beverly was successful on her first 2 and missed the 3rd and 4th. Number 5 rolls out. Got a I believe that's a sub for the shooter. So she's going to get a breather if she makes it, and it's good. She's 50% for the evening so far. Gives her 5 points. She's the leading scorer for the Rockets. Anna Best is going to give Reagan Beverly a breather. Thomas is going to bring it up for the Wildcats, guarded by Anna Best. Ogden for the 3 from the corner, no good. Tiffany Drury with the rebound. They're just going to hold it. Oh.
I think I got it fixed.
And the Lady Rockets, after 1, up 14-10.
And we're going to bring you our first word from a sponsor. The C&E Cares drive-through pantry is open on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's located at the back of the high school near the Mercy Health entrance. Look for the Blue Barn. You can register at www.cnecares.org/events or by emailing team@cnecares.org. This week, they're going to feature soup from La Soup, produce, and dairy products. Again, registration is not required, but it is encouraged.
When I coach JV, I think we got to win. Are we back?
We are back. Do I have it?
For all your viewers at home, I don't know if you realize that between every quarter, the game ball is changed and sanitized. It's a little COVID thing you don't realize. In for the second quarter is Reagan Beverly, Promise Shercliffe, Piper Ritter, Holly Daniel, and Macy Brown. And on the floor for the Wildcats is Thomas, Arwin, Fisher, Ogden, and Dowie. Paige Fisher is playing with 2 fouls. It's the only real person in foul trouble. Piper Ritter with the take off the side of the backboard, rebounded by Paige Fisher. She's going to be guarded by Promise Shercliffe. Back to Paige Fisher. That's her first points of the day. Give her 2 points. Reagan Beverly is going to slow the pace for the Rockets. Bring it up. It looks like the Wildcats have fallen into a zone of sorts. Looks like a 3-2. Holly Daniel from the free throw line to Piper Ritter. Attempts about a 10-footer in and out. Rebounded by Ogden, who's going to push the pace up with her left hand. To Dowie. Guarded by Reagan Beverly. Dowie with the drive. Nice take. Nice left-handed. Up and good for Dowie. Give her 6 for the night. Reagan Beverly bringing it up for the Rockets against looks like a 3-2 or a 1-2-2 of sorts. Promise Shercliffe on the top to Piper Ritter. She's going to gets blocked by Maddie Ogden. Thomas is going to bring it up. Pushes the pace to Dowie. Back to Ogden. Oh, they're going to give it Rockets ball.
Good hustle there on the Rockets' defensive end. They know Williamsburg wants to run, and they're getting on their horse and getting back and stopping it.
They have definitely contested the majority of their their layups, and they haven't fallen. Skip pass to Ritter with a pump fake. Paige Fisher is quick to jump. I think these Lady Rockets have done some homework on their pump fakes. Over and back called on the Rockets. Wildcat ball.
I think we got our tech issues figured out on the score here. 14-14 with 6 minutes and 17 seconds to play. It's Kirsten Thomas handling the ball. She'll find Lindsay Arwine. Gets it back to Maddie Ogden. Ogden to Fisher, being guarded by Piper Ritter. Reagan Beverly guarding Thomas. Shot from Thomas. It's up for 2. Give Kirsten Thomas 4 points.
I watched the Wildcats in warm-ups. They can shoot. They're pretty comfortable, all 5 of them. Pretty comfortable with shooting.
Rockets passing it around the perimeter. It's Promise Shercliffe. Will get it to Piper Ritter in the corner. Entry pass in the block to Brown. Ritter will dribble and drive.
Nice.
Back to Brown. She's fouled. It goes up and it drops. Good job by Macy Brown to give her 5 points, and she'll line up with a chance for an and one. Good feed from Piper Ritter there, and Macy Brown in the right spot to collect that feed.
With that zone, it's so top-heavy that when you drive on that baseline, that opposite is open. Piper Ritter did an excellent job seeing that.
Katie Irvin checking in for Williamsburg, and it looks like we'll have Anna Best replacing Macy Brown if we have a make. Macy's shot rattles out. Rebound tips around.
Nice
Good hustle, Macy Brown, but it goes out of bounds, and Anna Best will check in to replace her. So it's 16-all with 5 minutes and 30 seconds here to play in the second quarter.
Macy Brown's been on the ground a lot today. Most I've seen her, she's hustling hard. I like it.
Lady Rockets hungry to get a win over these Wildcats. Wildcats have been on a pretty successful run athletically, especially from the women's side, for several years.
In fact, I think that our Rocket seniors, I don't think have had a win since probably Little League against these Wildcat seniors.
Wildcats on offense, comfortable passing, driving, and dishing. A lot of perimeter passing cut. You're going to have a drive attempt from Lindsay Arwine. It's contested, and you're going to jump ball. It'll be Wildcat ball. Good defense there by Anna Best, but just a little late to secure the ball, so we get a jump. Checking in for the Wildcats. Looks like it's going to be number 32, Kiana Dowie.
The Wildcats have 6 players that they are methodically rotating and getting them breathers when they need it. It's pretty impressive.
Feed from Fisher to Irvin is no good. The putback's no good. Promise Shercliffe comes up with it, and she'll push it up the floor. Thought about doing it over and back, but Beverly's able to get across. So Promise Shercliffe from the top of the key finds Reagan Beverly. Lauren Best in the corner. It's Anna Best.
One of the best.
The younger Best.
But not the
younger
youngest.
Best in the corner goes back to Beverly. Rockets content to pass it around that left side now. It goes to the right side, and there's Piper Ritter. Best was posted up against Irvin, giving up an advantage. Good take by Holly Daniel. Up and off the iron. And a little frustrated there, and Holly's going to get tagged for a foul. I'm not sure that's only the second team foul on the Rockets.
I missed who the first one was that sent Dowie.
It wasn't on Holly Daniel.
No, I know it sent Dowie to the line, but I missed who it was on. So I got a little bit of a Scouter report from our amazing camera lady who used to play basketball. She told all of her fellow seniors that to pump fake, that these Wildcats are hungry to get blocks. And I've seen several pump fakes, so I think they took Haley Stegeman's advice.
There you go. Pump fake there from Irvin. She'll kick it out to the corner and Doss. Doss skips it back over to Thomas. Back to Doss. Dowie will line up. 4 feet behind the arc. Pulls the trigger. Offensive rebound goes to Doss, but it's swatted out of bounds by Piper Ritter.
Doss is the 7th Wildcat. She played some JV tonight. I got to see her in the JV game. And I did not mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry about that.
All right. Tipped out of bounds by the Rockets. No, by the Wildcats. Pointed one direction and then the other. So Shercliffe will inbound for Northeastern, and Reagan Beverly brings it up the floor. I believe Reagan Beverly's been on the floor the whole game.
Nope, she got a breather after one of her free throws.
Beverly will pull up for a 3.
Ooh.
No good. Piper Ritter was almost there. Off her fingertips, it'll be Wildcat ball. 3 minutes and 37 seconds to play.
We were talking all year about a shortage of refs. Well, I found out just how short they were. There was a ref that's reffing this varsity game that was just at Georgetown, reffing a 7th and 8th grade boys game.
Mike Niehaus, who's a pro ref for sure.
He was teasing with me that he's going to follow me up here. We should have carpooled.
But
that's crazy to have to do that.
It's a real issue. Number one, it doesn't pay that great. Number two, you take a lot of garbage. Number three, it's a tremendous time commitment. And
he said
there's just not much appeal to it. I did it for a long time. I still enjoy doing it, but there's a lot of time away from your family and friends to do a game. It's more than just the 4 quarters on the clock.
He also mentioned that they changed the way they pay, so there's like a tax issue.
You're no longer independent contractors.
He also told me he reffed a game at Walnut Hills who had the team, a bookkeeper, and a scoreboard operator, and that was it. That they do not allow anybody in their games. I asked him if it was hard because you could hear everything. He goes, it actually was kind of nice because people were almost afraid to say anything because they couldn't mask who was saying it.
You're like doing a scrimmage.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. It's a 16-point game. 16-point tie game. From the corner, it's going to be Katie Irvin. She'll pull up for 3. It's no good. Good box out there by Anna Best, but she's knocked around a little bit, and the Wildcats recover. In the corner, that's Allie Doss. She'll dribble out, back to the top, and finds Kirsten Thomas. To the corner is Fisher.
I know the Wildcats like to shoot that 3. They haven't hit one yet. And yes, I'm knocking on the wooden door that's up here, or desk.
Maddie Ogden will dribble and kick it back outside to Irvin. Irvin will dribble. It's knocked away by
Macy Brown,
but their Wildcats were able to recover. Dowie's ready to shoot from anywhere. Takes an extra step, but they don't call it, and they give her 2.
Gives her 8.
Kiana Dowie, the leader of all scorers so far, with 8. And it's an 18-16 game in favor of the Lady Wildcats. Best and Beverly passing it back and forth. against that zone pressure. Reagan Beverly will drive. She gets it to Macy Brown in the corner. Back to Best. Holly Daniel at the elbow. Back to Best. Reagan Beverly from the corner will drive and take a 12-footer. No contact.
That was
There
unusual.
is contact.
Rockets are going to have the ball. I didn't know if that was a pass or a shot, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think it was a shot that was blocked. Just wasn't very obvious. They find
No.
Holly Daniel. Her shot's blocked. That's Kirsten Thomas on the block, and the Lady Wildcats come up running.
Anna Best is quick.
Leading the way is Kiana Dowie.
Fouls called number 15, Anna Best. That'll be her first, team's third.
Third foul on the Rockets with 1:30 to play here in the second quarter. The Wildcats are inbound. Doing the inbounding will be Maddie Ogden.
Anna Best ran down Dowie.
An immediate jump ball between Holly Daniel and Katie Irvin. And the Rockets will inbound. Checking in will be the elder Best, Lauren. She replaces Promise Shercliffe. Checking in for Williamsburg will be number 10. That's Lindsay Arwine.
1 minute, 29 seconds left to play in the half.
Reagan Beverly will walk it up against that continued zone coverage from Williamsburg. So on the floor for the Rockets is Reagan Beverly, Anna Best, Lauren Best, Holly Daniel, and Macy Brown. They pass around the perimeter against the zone. There's a flash from Lauren Best, but not there. Macy Brown in the corner. It's tipped away and stolen by Kirsten Thomas. Thomas comes up running. That's a walk. It's not called by Lindsay Arwine. Dowie to the top finds Doss. Doss to Arwine. He'll kick it across to Thomas. Arwine, a good cut. Puts up a layup. And that's 2. That's 4 points for Lindsay Arwine. And it's a 4-point lead with 40 seconds to play.
A nice pass and relocate.
A little bit of a breakdown there defensively by the Rockets. That's very good passing by the Wildcats to just get in front of the man-to-man defensive coverage before they could shift back, and they found it. I'd like to see the Rockets make a little more penetration. Try to get that zone to collapse. Off the backboard on Reagan Beverly's three-point try. They find Anna Best. Anna will pull up for 14-footer. It's no good. Rebound goes to Arwine. Arwine pushes it up and finds Dowie. Dowie kicks it back and finds Irvin. Irvin's shot attempt is no good, and we have a late weak whistle from behind.
Very late.
Fouls called against number 5, Macy Brown. Oh, number 4. Lauren Best calls for her first, 4th on the team.
This is only the second and third free throw attempts by the Wildcats.
Irvin's no good on her first. She's still scoreless on the night. Second shot attempt by Irvin is up and no good. Doss is there for the rebound for the Lady Wildcats. 3 seconds to play in the game. You're going to have a drive attempt from Dowie, and she's going to be bailed out
with
a foul.
0.2 seconds.
With 0.2 seconds, that's going to go against number 15. Second foul on Anna Best.
Dowie missed her first free throw attempt on an and one. Sorry, Coach Portman started to put a sub in, but realized there was 0.2 seconds and was going to waste an entire quarter.
For who?
His assistant, he was getting ready to put Molly Brown in, and his assistant coach grabbed her arm and yanked her back. And Coach Portman looked like he was crazy, and he's like, no.
So at the end of the first half, it's the Williamsburg Wildcats 21, the Northeastern Rockets 16. To recap scoring so far, Promise Shercliffe has 4, Macy Brown has 5, Tiffany Drury with 2, Reagan Beverly with 5. For Williamsburg, Kristen Thomas with 4, Lindsay Arwine with 4, Maggie Ogden with 2, Paige Fisher with 2, Kiana Dowie leads all scorers with 9. And that's 21 for Williamsburg to the Rockets 16. And we'll be back to you when play resumes in the third. The RocketCast is made possible to you free of charge with the support of these following organizations. Hudon Facility Solutions. At Hudon, it doesn't matter what size a facility is, our expectations are massive. Hudon focuses on the end result from the very beginning, delivering a remarkable experience for every client, every time. Hudon, keeping the best of Cincinnati running strong. Welcome Baptist Church in Goshen, Ohio. Check out the welcomebaptistchurch.com or follow us on Facebook. Pastor Michael Tripp and his family would love to welcome you to Welcome, where the theme is love. At Welcome Baptist Church, we hope you get to experience the love we have for God, for one another, and for the unbeliever. We'd love to see you soon on Sunday mornings at 11, in person or online. If you're interested in supporting the rocketcast, please contact Athletic Director David Colwell by email or phone, 513-625-1211, extension 115. All right, we're back as we get ready to start the third quarter. Running through our scoring once again. Promise Shercliffe has 4. Lauren Best has a single foul. Macy Brown has 5. Piper Ritter with 1 foul. Anna Best with 2. Tiffany Drury has 2 points. Reagan Beverly has 5. And Holly Daniel has a foul. Kirsten Thomas with 4 for Williamsburg. Lindsay Arwine with 1 foul and 4 points. Maddie Ogden with 2 points. Paige Fisher with a foul and 2 points. Kiana Dowie with 9 points. Williamsburg inbounds to start the quarter. So the Rockets down 5.
The Rockets on a little bit of a scoring drought over the last about 2 minutes of that quarter.
Fisher feeds and finds Kiana Dowie. For Dowie, that's 11 points. It's a good feed from Fisher.
Actually, I corrected. The Lady Rockets only had 2 for that entire quarter, so a little tough scoring in that quarter, second quarter.
No matter how hard I try with a mask on, it's hard to talk and broadcast with glasses on. I get foggy as all get out. Good look for Piper Ritter. She goes up for 2. That's Piper's first 2 of the game.
I don't have to deal with that. I still have good vision. I'm not old like you.
Yeah, I guess so.
You used to claim to have wonderful eyesight.
It's coming someday. Rockets in man-to-man pressure. Katie Irvin will take a shot. It's no good. Rebound falls awkwardly on the brick.
They're going to give it to Wildcats. I think Piper Ritter felt it go off of her leg, so she attempted to save it, but didn't get there in time.
Piper Ritter was in a good spot for the rebound, but the shot was offline enough that it was tough to rebound. So they get it to Kristen Thomas. She'll set it up, being guarded by Reagan Beverly.
The Wildcats are running a 5 outside cut.
Maddie Ogden to the corner, gives it to Irvin. Irvin's entry pass is knocked loose by Shercliffe. Reagan Beverly will bring it up for the Rockets. She finds Piper Ritter, who
nice
dribble and drive.
relocation. That
Good
was
shot by
beautiful.
Piper Ritter.
Pump fake, relocate, hit it.
Piper Ritter keeps that ball high. Ball fake, take a nice dribble, brings it back up, has a nice high smooth stroke, and brings the Rockets within 3. 3-point try goes up by Paige Fisher. It's no good. Rebound goes to the Rockets. Reagan Beverly brings it up the floor. Looking up, sees numbers not in her favor, and she'll set up the offense. Promise Shercliffe's being guarded by Thomas. Piper Ritter being guarded by Irvin. Good feed by Ritter. Ooh, Macy Brown was there. I liked the shot. Macy Brown gets called for double dribble. She regrets it. Knew she did it as soon as she picked it up. Checking in for Williamsburg's number 10, Lindsay Arwine.
The Rockets with a hot start to this quarter cuts the lead.
The Wildcats definitely play a pretty short bench with only 7, but I'd have to agree with your assessment earlier that they do a good job of keeping a pretty consistent rotation. Really only a couple whistles at a time go by before they have a substitution, so keeping their team fresh. That's swatted out of bounds by Piper Ritter.
I did find out they do typically rotate 6, but they do have 2 that after coming out of quarantine were exposed again or re-quarantining. That's Wayne Scott and Arno, the freshmen. Sometimes get some minutes, but they are not available tonight.
Rockets inbound and find Fisher. She gets it back to Dowie. Dowie a ball fake and drive. Shoot a floater over the middle. It's no good. Rebound to Holly Daniel. Reagan Beverly with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to play will bring it up. She's picked up by Ogden. Promise Shercliffe being guarded by Thomas. Finds Ritter. Ritter's being guarded by Fisher. The drive, the take is good.
This is the most aggressive I've seen Piper Ritter on the offensive end. I like it.
I'd like to see Ritter take that to
Take it one
Fisher,
more.
and I think you get a foul called on Fisher.
Oh, definitely. One more dribble, I would have loved it, but I've never seen her been this aggressive to find shots.
Fisher, 3-point
Ogden.
try from Ogden. That gives Ogden 5.
That is the first 3-pointer that's fallen for the Wildcats.
I think Fisher's probably the most aggressive Wildcat on defense, indicated by her 2 fouls. Just watching her play, she'd be the most susceptible to picking up another one. Shot attempt was no good from Tiffany Drury. Not a bad shot. She goes back and steals it. And Wildcats hustle, and we're going to have a jump ball. It'll be Rockets ball. Checking in for the Rockets is going to be number 10, Brooklyn Booth. Brooklyn replaces Holly Daniel.
For both teams, there's not any real height advantage for either of them. It seems like they're all about the same height.
They feed to Piper Ritter. Piper will pump fake and drive.
Nice
Ooh, good feed
dish.
to Booth wasn't quite ready for it. Another jump ball. Rockets ball. Brooklyn thought Piper was going up with that. It was a good feed from Ritter.
Again, Ritter being more aggressive than I've seen her. Normally, we catch it, nothing, and then we pass it out. I like this version of Piper Ritter.
Thomas will drive. Off the glass, it's no good. Rebounds tipped to Fisher. Back to the corner, they find Thomas. She pulls up again, no good. Rebound goes to Arwine. Fisher finds Thomas at the top. She'll set a screen. Fisher's double teamed on the roll. To the corner is Arwine. Arwine past Booth.
Ooh.
Pass right across the middle. Bad luck for the Rockets. Off 2 Rocket hands, and Fisher's able to secure it. Goes out of bounds on the block, and it'll be Wildcat ball. Inbounding for the Wildcats is 15, Maddie Ogden. Arwine will drive from the corner, kick it out to the side. It'll be Thomas. Thomas will pull up for a 3. It's short. Rebound secured by Ogden. There's several offensive rebounds being secured by the Wildcats. It's got to make Portman eyes twitch.
I'd say
on top, it's Fisher being guarded by Ritter.
The last 2 possessions, they've had at least 1 offensive rebound each. Look at Knight, Promise Shercliffe with the recovery.
Don't save it under their basket, Promise.
It's Ogden.
So Ogden goes up for 2. For Ogden, that's 7 points. It's an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Lauren Best checks in for the Rockets. Let's take a quick look at our Joe Luigi's Athletes of the Week for the Rockets. 3 of them this week. It's your favorite scrapper, Promise Shercliffe,
I can't
for the
help
ladies
it.
basketball
I like it.
team.
Well deserved.
She's joined by Mr. Logan Podorf, who felt the need to not smile. Although I think he wanted to there. What do you think?
He cracks me up. I like that kid.
And for our cheerleading squad, it's Alexis Floor-Jones. So congratulations to our Joe Luigi's Athletes of the Week.
Logan Potter thought about running track for me last year. I hope he decides to do it this year. For all of our spring athletes, if you're a parent or a friend of somebody that plays spring sports, be sure to follow Scene Athletics on Twitter. Spring sports are going to be starting up in a couple weeks.
I saw baseball had some open gyms or open cages, whatever they want to call them. Softball's in that phase. Track's right around the corner.
Track is going to be conditioning the last week of February. Get on your final forms, both middle school and high school. Get them signed up. The Wildcats, have they switched to a man-to-man? I believe they have.
It looks that way.
We haven't seen that yet.
I'd like to see Piper Ritter drive against Fisher. I think Fisher will pick
so
up
too.
some fouls. Drury, nice take and turnaround. Tiffany Drury has 4 points. We have 3 minutes to play here in the quarter. 6-point lead for the Wildcats.
I forget that Drury is a sophomore. Her older sister graduated last year.
Ooh, I thought the Rockets had a steal there. Good chance. So to the corner it goes to Arwine. Arwine to Thomas. Thomas dribbles and sees Fisher on the right side. Fisher skips it all the way across to Arwine. Arwine will dribble and take a 4-footer that misses. Rebound goes to Piper Ritter. Reagan Beverly will push it up the floor. She thought about going to Drury. Decides not to. Lauren Best gets her first 2 points of the night. Kind of a second look. They saw Drury racing up the floor and crashed to her. Opened up Best. Best is able to control herself and take the off-balance shot.
Beverly.
Good shot. Good block by Reagan Beverly on that drive attempt.
Okay.
That was some good effort, I think.
It was. I like how they didn't foul either. They had their arms in control. I also like that shot attempt by Lauren Best. She made sure to get her feet square before she shot that, rather than being in a rush. I thought she was going to hit the cutter. I think you thought so too. It was a nice cut.
She was there. Keep some ball movement and keep cutting. We've had our best luck when we cut and move.
We've done an excellent job protecting the ball.
There. Needs to be careful to do that.
I'll go around.
Ritter sweeps it around. She gets past. Ooh.
They're going to grab it. If it's anywhere close, the Lady Wildcats are quick to call it a jump.
Molly Brown's going to check in to replace Reagan Beverly. And number 12, Allie Doss, checks in as she replaces Maddie Ogden.
Molly Brown was on that JV team that picked up the win against the Lady Wildcats.
They bowed to Drury. So on the floor, it's Shercliffe, Drury. Lauren Best. Piper Ritter
Nice
feeds to
cut.
Molly Brown. Ooh, it can't drop. Good rebound by Tiffany Drury. It bounces out, and the rebound goes to Paige Fisher.
I was hoping we could get a jump ball. That's promise.
Shercliffe gets called for her first.
It's only the first foul called on either team this half.
It's a minute 27 to play in the quarter. That's pretty good fundamental basketball by both teams. Thomas is being guarded by Molly Brown. She finds Paige Fisher, who gets it to
Dowie.
Dowie pulls up.
Thomas
takes a shot attempt. Rebound goes to Ritter. Ritter finds Lauren Best, who gets it to Molly Brown, and Molly Brown will walk it up the floor. Molly Brown, a sophomore.
The Wildcats have shifted back into that 3-2.
Molly Brown thought about double dribbling there and was able to control herself. Gets it to Piper Ritter in the corner. Double teamed by Fisher and Arwine.
That short corner was available.
Molly
Nobody
Brown
saw
being
it.
guarded by Arwine. Gets it back to Ritter. Ritter entry to
Nice. It's going to be on Doss.
Drury. That goes against Doss. For Allie Doss, it'll be her first. Checking back in for Williamsburg, number 15, Maddie Ogden. It looks like we're going to have a substitution for the Rockets. Will be number 5, Macy Brown. She replaces Lauren Best.
The Wildcats are subbing 7 deep. It looks like that Katie Irvin's having a rough go on the bench. Hopefully she's not injured.
3-point shot attempt by Molly Brown's no good.
Ogden. with the
Ogden
tape.
pushes it up the floor. Being guarded by Ritter. And it's up for 2. Gives her 9. 28 seconds to play here in the quarter. And it's a 6-point lead for Williamsburg. Promise Shercliffe. Against zone, I think they've fallen back to zone pressure.
Yep.
Macy Brown will take a 3-point try. No good. Rebound goes to Paige Fisher. She finds Arwine. And Arwine gets it to Thomas. From the corner is Dowie. Dowie pulls up for 3. She's ready to shoot from just about anywhere.
There she is.
Kiana Dowie has 14. 3 seconds to play. Shercliffe will take a long 3 to end the quarter. It's no good. And at the end of 3, it's Williamsburg 33, Claremont Northeastern 24. The C&E Cares drive-through pantry is open on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's located at the back of the high school near the Mercy Health entrance. Look for the Blue Barn. You can register at www.cnecares.org/events or by emailing team@cnecares.org. This week, they're going to feature soup from La Soup, produce, and dairy products. Again, registration is not required, but it is encouraged. We're back.
The Lady Rockets, the end of both of those second and third quarters, go on a little bit of a drought. Also a fun fact, because both of you and I are Moorhead State alums, Maddie Ogden has signed a softball scholarship to Moorhead State. Got to give our college a little bit of recognition.
It's the best deal in public education.
And you can go there to find your spouses. Both you and I married fellow Moorhead State alumni.
It's true.
Dowie on the top.
Thomas being guarded by Reagan Beverly. They find Urban, who's back in the game, to Ogden. To the top, they find Fisher.
The Lady Wildcats like to cut. It's amazing how well they do it. They put their shoulder into their defender. And
Thomas from the corner will pull up for 3 for Kristen Thomas. That's 7 points.
the Wildcats started slow at that three-point line, but have gone 3 for 3 on their last attempts.
And it's a 12-point lead for Williamsburg. It's their biggest lead of the game. Macy Brown to the corner finds Reagan Beverly. On the cut attempt, it's knocked out of bounds by the Lady Wildcats.
Right now, even though the Wildcats are playing a smaller bench, they seem a little bit more lively than the Rockets. Wildcats are in that 3-2 that they
They've only popped out of it maybe once or twice all
Yeah.
night.
They started the third. They started the game in zone or man-to-man and started the third, but they've relied heavily on that zone.
Piper Ritter in the corner, being guarded by Irvin. Finds Reagan Beverly. Reagan Beverly will pull it out and set the offense back up. Again, I'd like to see the Rockets penetrate and get a little bit more ball movement. Passing around the perimeter without any penetration is not doing much. We need to pass and cut.
They
Movement
had
will cause there we go. That's a little bit of movement.
a cut super close. We've had when we've
There we
ball
go.
faked.
Piper Ritter from the top, no good.
Nice
Rebound.
rebound.
Holly Daniel in position, go back up. Foul.
Oh,
Oh,
come
doesn't
on.
get called. Rebound goes to Irvin. Man, I thought that was a foul there, but it's not called. Williamsburg tries to pass it a little bit beyond their speed, and it'll be Rocket ball. 6 minutes and 11 seconds here in the fourth. Rockets are down 12. I'd like to see them play with a little bit of a sense of urgency here.
I'm told the first quarter when we had technical difficulty, our footage was beautiful, but since we've been a little blurry. So at home, we've had a little bit of technical difficulty. We're trying. Sorry if our picture's slightly blurry. Nice. Daniel to the cutting Ritter. Misses the free throw. That was a beautiful pass and cut. I like it. Even though it wasn't successful, it was great offensive movement. Dowie for the three. 17.
17 for Kiana Dowie. And we will be back when we come out of this full timeout. All right, we're back. Yeah, folks, apologize. It's been one of those nights where we got a little gremlins. I've got a few new devices that I was working on, and it's not been what I wanted, so our camera feed was a little bit funky. So Reagan Beverly brings it up with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Again, the zone defense, and the Rockets are passing around the perimeter. There we go. That's what we need. Ball penetration. Shot goes up. Holly Daniels able to recover it. Not dropping. Thomas pushes it up the floor. Takes it right to the basket. Good defense by Promise Shercliffe, but she's called by the foul. For Promise, it's her second foul. And that'll put Kirsten Thomas for the line. These are going to be her first two attempts. It's only the second foul of the half. Second on Promise. I think she's got both of them this half.
Believe so.
For Thomas, she goes up. That's good for her 8th point. And the lead extends to 16.
Paige Fisher's been quiet.
Thomas goes up, give her 9 points. It's a 17-point lead. Checking in number 15, Anna Best. She replaces Macy Brown.
I haven't ever got to see the Wildcats play, but I had thought the scoring would be a little slightly different for their leaders.
I think that Dowie has never had an issue
With shooting.
putting up points.
No, I would agree. I know that the Wildcats are also very good on the softball diamond. Nice.
Entry pass to Holly Daniel. That's a good
Nice.
take.
I like that.
For Holly, that's her first 2 points.
It's a nice look inside.
15-point lead for the Wildcats. Again, with 4 minutes and 40 seconds, I know it's not been what we've been doing all night, but I'd like to see Coach Portman put a little pressure on them, let the Rockets play with a little sense of urgency. We only have 2 fouls so far in the half, and let's go. Let's steal that ball, and we need the ball, and we need to score. Promise Shercliffe brings it up the floor.
A little bit in the second quarter, Actually, it was late in the first. The Rockets were pushing that tempo the same way that the Wildcats were.
Again, we're dribbling around the perimeter here. I'd like to see the Rockets penetrate a little bit, get to the paint, pass and cut. Try an entry pass there to Holly Daniel. Reagan Beverly's in the right spot, and she'll put it back up. So Reagan Beverly, that's 7 points. Reagan was scoreless in the second and third quarter. She had 5 in the first, and then nothing in the second and third. So let's hopefully see that Reagan could heat up a little bit. She's the Rockets' leading scorer.
That second quarter was rough for the Lady Rockets.
So Fisher will do an entry pass, the cut from Maddie Ogden. She goes up to give herself 11.
Her first free throw attempt.
She's going to line up to shoot one. Anna Betts gets called for her third. She's the only Rocket with more than 2. Maggie Ogden lines up.
Paige Fisher gets a breather.
Arwine checks in to replace her. Looks like Molly Brown's going to check in for the Rockets. Maddie Ogden is good, and that gives her 12. 16-point lead with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Molly Brown finds Anna Best. Anna being guarded by Arwine. Anna still being guarded by Arwine. She finds Shercliffe to Holly Daniel. Molly Brown from the corner, a pump fake. Kick it back out. And we have a scrum on the floor. It'll be a jump ball. Rockets maintain control. Checking in for the Rockets, 22, Tiffany Drury, and number 20, Paige Fisher back on the floor after about a 1-minute break. She replaces Katie Irvin. Tiffany Drury in the corner. Gets it to Promise Shercliffe. Rockets don't play like they're down 16 right now.
No, they're
Shercliffe finds Molly Brown. Molly Brown will take a three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound goes to Paige Fisher. Fisher finds Kristen Thomas, who's been their point guard all night. And she'll walk up the floor, not in any hurry, with a 16-point lead.
I can't help but notice the Wildcat bench. I'm not sure if Irvin is frustrated or if she's injured. She's having a rough go every time she comes out of the game. Promise Shercliffe down the court.
Holly Daniel with a foot on the line will take a 16-footer and give her 4 points. 14-point lead with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play. Molly Brown guarding Kristen Thomas. Finds Arwine being guarded by Drury. Both referees calling a double dribble there. Allie Doss will check in for Williamsburg, and Brooklyn Booth will check in for Northeastern. She replaces Holly Daniel. Taking a seat for Williamsburg is Lindsay Arwine.
I'd love for the Rockets to push it and try to get this lead under 10 with about a minute 30 to play. If you can get it under 10, which isn't that far-fetched, you're only down 14.
Doss guarding Best. Finds Shercliffe being guarded by
inside.
Dowie. We haven't seen Dowie sit very much. Molly Brown's
No,
about 0 for
she
3 or
hasn't.
0 for 4 from outside the arc. And Kristen Thomas will bring it up the floor, not in any great big hurry. Doss sets a screen.
Nice
Brown
feed.
made her pay for it. They feed it to, is that Ogden at the
Yep.
line, and she's fouled.
There was a small window, and they were able to squeeze it through there
And Best picks up her 4th.
with limited quarters because she played JV tonight, too.
Ogden goes to the line to shoot 2 more with 12 points. She's good on her first for 13. Checking in for the Rockets is Lauren Best to replace Anna Best. Also number 11.
That's Maddie
That'd be
Gilly.
Maddie Gilly.
Get some varsity minutes.
Maddie Ogden lines up for her second. No good. Rebound goes to Lauren Best.
Watch out
From
behind you,
behind,
Lauren.
Doss nearly knocks it out of bounds. Gets it to Gilly. Back to Best. Best thought about shooting it, decided not to.
It's a nice take.
Molly Brown takes it, misses the block. Paige Fisher starts on the rebound. We get a jump ball, and it'll be Williamsburg ball.
I like the take, though. We were been discussing we'd want them to take it to the basket.
Take the ball to the basket. Good things usually
Unfortunately,
happen.
she missed it, but any other
I'll
time
take
she
a
could
miss
get
like
a
that better
yeah.
than 4 passes around the perimeter that don't make any penetration.
you could possibly get a foul. You could try to get an offensive rebound back. Coach Portman's going to his bench. All 5 of these players are non-starters for the Rockets right now.
They find Ogden down low on the reverse cut from
They
Paige Fisher. and Ogden has 15.
The Wildcats know how to cut, and they know how to feed the cutter. Lots of teams can cut. Not a lot of them can feed the cutter.
Minute 25 to play for the RocketCast this week. We're definitely going to be back on Friday for senior night for the boys. They host Williamsburg. We'll have the JV game probably without commentary. We'll drop out in the fourth quarter of that game to get ready for the senior night activities. You'll have senior night activities will start before the boys varsity game. So we'll bring those as their own video, and then we'll step out a little bit during warm-ups and be back for the varsity game on Friday night.
Are you going to have the fancy remote camera?
I think so.
Fun time.
That's the idea.
Are you still doing the wrestling tournament? When's that coming up?
That's this Saturday, the 30th. The Claremont Northeastern Schools host the middle school wrestling tournament. And I'm not going to try to bring the whole thing, but we're going to plan on bringing all of the finals matches for the wrestling tournament.
Hopefully we'll have some Rockets in those finals.
I'd love to see some Rockets in those finals.
I think this is one of their largest middle school teams we've had in a while.
I'm scheduled to be joined by Mr. TJ Dorsey, is what I'm being told. He's going to be my expert commentary.
I heard that he is the owner of Sini has a support dog. I think it's a support. I'm not 100. The name is Gillis. It's a golden retriever, I believe, that's been visiting. It's been going through training.
Really?
Yes.
That's Tiffany Drury goes up to score her 6th point.
In fact, I think last Friday, Gillis got to come visit the kindergarten classrooms. My son got to pet it.
It's a big day for Crosby.
It was.
Doss feeds it to, I don't have 0 in the book.
I don't either. Unfortunately, some of the JV were added late.
Brooklyn Booth picks that up, gets Molly Brown with 33 seconds to play.
Gillis is so official that he has his own name badge with his picture.
That sounds legit. Does he have a Chromebook?
Ooh, I don't know.
Entry pass to Brooklyn Booth. It's stolen away.
By Doss.
Doss finds Arwine. Arwine content to dribble for the last 10 seconds of play. 5 seconds to go as the Rockets are going to fall by 15 to the Williamsburg Wildcats by a score of 47-32. We thank you for joining us. For the Rockets, Promise Shercliffe had 4, Lauren Best had 2, Macy Brown had 5, Piper Ritter with 4, Tiffany Drury with 6, Reagan Beverly with 7, and Holly Daniel with 4 to give them 32. For Williamsburg, Kristen Thomas with 9, Lindsay Arwine with 4, Maddie Ogden with 15, Paige Fisher had 2, Kiana Dowie led all scorers with 17 to give the Wildcats 47. We thank you for joining us. And we will see you on Friday for boys action versus Williamsburg.